Today we are looking at the storytelling in a movie that is regarded as a classic in the Christmas world, but I have actually never seen it before. So I'm going to watch it today with you and see what we can glean about storytelling from this story that has permeated people's hearts for years, and that is Home Alone.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
So I've got my tea with me and I'm ready to see what all the excitement is about. Let's start.
Are your parents home?
Yeah?
Do they live here?
No.
No.
He's scoping the joint.
I don't know how to pack a suitcase. I've never done this once in my whole life.
Tough.
That's what Megan said.
What did I say? You told Kevin tough. The dope was whining about a suitcase. What am I supposed to do? Shake his hand and say, congratulations, you're an idiot?
I'm not an idiot.
Oh, really? You're completely
Are these all his siblings? I didn't realize he had so many siblings.
She's right, Kev. Been hiding out in this neighborhood ever since.
Totally.
Well, if he's a shovel slayer, how come the cops don't arrest him?
Not enough evidence to convict.
Classic neighbor rumor. Foreshadowing, I feel, for something to come later. So in this beginning, we're getting a lot of setup of Kevin and his family and the dynamics between them. There's like 1,000 kids in this family and it's all very chaotic. They're packing for this trip to France and Kevin's sort of like not really knowing what to do and what to pack, but nobody's helping him. So he's a little bit of a sassy kid, but you can kind of understand why when you hear how his siblings talk to him and to one another. His parents are pretty dismissive. They just have a lot going on, it seems like. And so I'm interested to see when he's actually left home, because that, I'm assuming, is the catalyst of this story.
What is the matter with you? He started it. He ate my pizza on purpose. He knows I ate sausage and olives and
Look what
onions
you
and...
did, you little jerk.
Aww. This family kind of sucks.
Get upstairs right now.
Why?
Kevin, you're such a disease.
Shut up.
Kevin, upstairs.
Such a 90s diss.
Good night, Kevin.
There are 15 people in this house. You're the only one who has to make trouble.
I'm the only one getting dumped on.
You're the only one acting up. Now, get upstairs.
No, he's
I am
not.
upstairs, dummy. The 3rd floor?
Go.
It's scary up there.
Don't be silly. Fuller will be up in a little while.
Everyone in this family hates me.
Then maybe you should ask Santa for a new family.
I don't want a new family. I don't want any family. Families suck.
Just stay up there. I don't want to see you again for the rest of the night.
I hope I never see any of you jerks again.
Wow. This is a really, seems like a very healthy family environment. So based on what I know about stories, that's kind of like Kevin stating his goal. So every character at the start of a story needs to have a goal or something that they wish would happen in their lives, something that they're pursuing. And so Kevin's here is sort of, he's making this wish that his family would disappear, that we would never have to see them again, which of course is foreshadowing for what happens later. This setup has lasted 15 minutes, so we should be getting into the catalyst pretty soon. We've got a pretty good feel for what Kevin is like, why Kevin is the way he is, his family dynamic. We've had conflicts all throughout this opening scene, which is what you want. And so now I'm thinking we're going to be getting into the catalyst of the story.
There's no way on earth we're going to make this plane. It leaves in 45 minutes.
Think positive, Frank.
You be positive. I'll be realistic.
Ma'am, excuse me, I just wanted to let you know that your power is fixed, but the phone lines are a mess. It's going to take Ma Bell a couple of days to patch them up, especially around the holidays.
Okay, thanks.
More foreshadowing.
Did you count heads?
11, including me. 5 boys, 6 girls, 4 parents, 2 drivers, and a partridge in a pear tree.
I keep saying, are these foreshadowing moments? And it's something you want to think about when you're writing, is that basically everything external of the main action is foreshadowing. The police officer with the gold tooth, who I only know he's the bad guy because I've seen clips from this movie and he's on the posters and whatever, but it's external of the plot, yet it's still integral to the plot. So whenever you have anything going on outside of the main action of your story, you want to make sure it's really intentional. What is it setting up for later? So even something as simple as the electrician guy here going, yeah, these phone lines are a mess. Like, you don't want to just have a character saying something just to fill in space in your novel. You want to have him saying something because it's going to spark our memory later, or put a nugget of questioning and wondering in our minds now of, uh-oh, like, is there going to come a time when somebody needs to make a phone call and they can't? So it's just a great picture of how you can be really intentional with what you're including in your story, and you want to do that so that everything connects. Okay. I think I had that same blue tile in my kitchen growing up.
You are such a disease.
There are 15 people in this house, and you're the only one who has to make trouble.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
I made my family disappear.
So this is a great example of a positive catalyst. I've talked about the catalyst a lot on this channel. It's one of the most important parts of a story, but a lot of the times a catalyst is negative. So it's something that your character would like to avoid and would rather not do. Here for Kevin, however, it's a positive catalyst. So it's something that he welcomes. He's like, this is great. This is what I wished for. No more family around to call me names and bully me. Now I've got what I want. I'm free. Instead of wrestling with it like you might see a character do if they don't want to go down the path of the catalyst, we see Kevin celebrating it. Now, you can't have a character just sort of get what they want at the beginning of the story and then just watch them enjoy it for the rest of the story. That wouldn't be a story, right? So something has to happen that presents Kevin with a conflict, or maybe he starts realizing this isn't all that it's cracked up to be, or something has to interrupt this glee that he's experiencing so that there's actual conflict and therefore a story that will change Kevin in some way. So let's see if that happens. Man, you would need 15 kids just to be able to clean that whole house. That house is enormous. So here is the conflict that is coming in to interrupt Kevin's glee, as I mentioned earlier. Which of course we know is going to happen because of the trailer, but still. Right? We don't have a story if we don't have conflict.
Only a wimp would be hiding under a bed. And I can't be a wimp. I'm the man of the house.
He's not wrong. Are we seeing character growth?
Hey! I'm not afraid anymore!
Why are we doing
I
this?
said I'm not afraid anymore!
They repeated those shots of him running up the stairs flailing and running toward the camera screaming and then running into that room. But the first time it was excitement and the second time it was fear. That's kind of funny. If you've been dying to finish your first draft, or it's your first time writing a novel and you don't know where to start, I have a free class you can sign up for called the 4-Step Method for Outlining Your Novel. I walk you through the same steps that I teach to my writers in my Novel Wayfinder program that will help you develop your story before you write, so that you can create a more complete and cohesive and connected story. You'll be much more likely to actually finish your draft and be able to revise it more easily. So if in the coming year that's your goal to finish your novel, definitely check it out. You can sign up with a link below. So we're gonna skip ahead a little to the point where he sets up his trap, and let's see what happens.
But I also know that you work for him. I'd like you to give him a message.
Shoot.
I'm Kevin McAllister, 671 Lincoln Boulevard. Do you need the phone number?
That's right.
Okay, this is extremely important. Would you please tell him that instead of presents this year, I just want my family back. No toys, nothing but Peter, Kate, Buzz, Megan, Linny, and Jeff. And my aunt and my cousins. And if he has time, my Uncle Frank. Okay?
Okay.
So we're 40 minutes from the end, and Kevin has had his realization of like, oh, maybe this is not all it's cracked up to be. And I miss my family and I wish they were still here, which honestly is a little shocking to me, but okay. For the sake of the story, it's fine. This is the kind of character growth that you want to see. You want to see a clear change in your character from start to end. At the start of the story, Kevin's only wish was, I wish my family would disappear. And he was really excited about that when it happened, when he thought that it happened. Now, at the end of the story, we're seeing that he's changed his mind. The events that he's gone through in the story have gotten him to a point where he has changed. And that's storytelling 101. That's exactly what you want to have happen to your protagonist. But it has to be earned. It can't just be like, chapter 1, they're a certain way, and then chapter 5, they're completely different for no reason that we've seen. Like, we've seen Kevin throughout this story. We can understand what has made him change. And that's really important.
I've been kind of a pain lately. I said some things I shouldn't have. I really haven't been too good this year.
Yeah.
Character
I'm
development.
upset about it because I really like my family. Even though sometimes I say I don't. Sometimes I even think I don't. If you miss them, why don't you call them?
I'm afraid if I call him, he won't talk to me.
How do you know?
I don't know. I'm just afraid he won't.
Not Kevin giving his elderly neighbor some advice. That's so sweet. But it's cute. We see that he and his neighbor are actually more alike than we thought, and it's a good reversal. So one of the most effective storytelling techniques you can use is incorporating a reversal. So something where your readers think that the story is going one way. So something where your readers think the story is going one way, or they think a character is a certain way, and then by the end it's revealed that it's not that way at all. So it's really cool to see. It's a great example of a reversal. I wish I had Sunny's Christmas bandana on. I can't find it. Even just a crowbar to the head would hurt. That would hurt. I'm really distracted right now. Oh, he's so sweet. Sweet guy. Sonny, we gotta skip ahead because this is like, they can't even get inside.
I got you! I got him, Harry! I got him! Harry, get up! Give me a hand! Ow! I got him! Harry, help me get up! I got him!
Oh my gosh, it's just a spider. Look, it's just a spider. You'd be able to get that spider. He looks cranky, but he's not. Okay, so essentially this is the finale of the story. So Kevin's reached his low point. He has reflected, he has changed and grown, but the conflict of the story, the main conflict, which is these two robbers trying to rob his house, that's not resolved yet. So this is the final battle, the finale of the story, where Kevin has to experience his final conflict, and then the resolution of the story can start. And what we should see after is that the bad guys are taken away, his family comes back, and all the conflicts of the story, which are really just those two, are resolved. So let's see if that's what happens.
Kevin, I'm so sorry.
Does he know that they left him, or does he still think that he wished them away?
You did try spit!
Now you love Kevin.
I love you. You okay?
Yeah, so like you would expect, just at the perfect time, we have the resolution of the story. So when you're bringing your story to a close, the most important thing you can do is tie up all of the loose ends of the conflicts you have set up in the beginning. And by conflict, I just mean obstacle or something that's not resolved, right? So it's the question of, will they get back home to Kevin? What'll happen to Kevin because they're gone? So we need to resolve that conflict. So his family being away without him, and then, of course, the robbers trying to break into his house. That's big conflict. And both of those things are resolved. So now we know that the story is coming to a close, and it's very satisfying for us as the viewer or as a reader. That's why it's so important to track your conflicts and track your plot threads throughout the story, because if you lose track of a certain plot thread while you're writing it, that's what ends up giving you a plot hole, and that's what you want to avoid. So, okay, Kevin. All right, so that was a look at Home Alone. It really follows the standard story structure pretty well. We see Kevin's change clearly from the beginning to the end. All the conflicts are resolved by the end, and we even have a lot of great foreshadowing coming in and a reversal with who his neighbor actually turns out to be. So some really great elements that you can incorporate into your story. And again, if you want a clear guide on how to do that, sign up for my free class. Otherwise, if you've made it this far, drop your favorite or best Christmas emoji in the comments, and I will see you next time. Take care.